So today we're going to talk about how to graph from slope-intercept form. So the key thing here is that slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. So y is by itself, and then we have a number in front of x and another number. So let's identify what these letters stand for. So m stands for the slope, or the rise over run, and b stands for the y-intercept. Alright, so once we find the slope from the graph and the y-intercept, we're just going to plug it into this equation. So for example, let me find 2 points to find my slope. Remember, we're looking for where it hits at a corner. Okay, so we're going to go from left to right, so down 1 and over 1, 2, 3. So we went down 1, so negative 1 over 3. This cannot be simplified, so that's good. So then our y-intercept looks to be about 2. So then we would write our equation of the line as y equals negative 1 over 3x plus 2. Alright, so let's go to our second example. So again, we need to pick 2 points. Okay, so we're going to go again left to right, so we go up 2 and over 1. So our slope is 2 over 1, or that could be simplified to 2. Okay, so then B, our y-intercept, looks like it's hitting at negative 1. So we got both of our pieces, so then we write in our equation. So y equals 2x and then minus 1. So now we're going to go the opposite way. So it says graphing equations using slope-intercept form. So the first step is to get y by itself. Make sure that it's y equals and then everything else. Then it says plot the y-intercept. Then it says use the slope to graph the line rise over run. So we have a couple of examples. So our first example says y equals 3x plus 5. So y is by itself, check. Then it says plot the y-intercept. So my y-intercept is 5. So I'm going to go ahead and plot that on my graph. Alright, step 2 done. So then step 3 says to use the slope to graph the line rise over run. So my slope is 3, which is really the same thing as 3 over 1. So I'm going to go up 3 and over 1. And it's okay that I'm a little bit above the graph, but I'm going to go ahead and just sketch this line. Okay, so that's the graph of y equals 3x plus 5. All right. So now let's go ahead and do our second example. So y is by itself, so check. Then it says plot the y-intercept. So my y-intercept is negative 2. So we'll go over here and plot negative 2. Okay, so then that's done. So then it says use the slope to graph the line. So my slope is negative 1 over 2. So I'm going to have to go down 1 and over 2 to find another point. So then I'm just going to draw a line between these 2 points. And that is the graph of y equals negative 1/2x minus 2.